All right, everybody, we are back. We're going through 15 through 11 today. We decided to break these up a little bit more because we're starting to talk a little bit more about the game, other than like, hey, I like it. It's good. I have a
Yeah.
good time with it. Although, funny enough, a lot of these are going to be kind of like, hey, I like it. It's good. I have a good time with it. But,
Yeah.
like, more specific as to why.
Yeah.
um, Last time, my number 16 kind of on my end ending off was a Zelda game. Spoiler alert, I already gave the spoiler in the last one. I'm going to be starting off with a a Zelda game, but this time not for GameCube, which took up all but one of my slots in the last one.
I am actually surprised.
That it's not going to be a GameCube one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The only other GameCube Zelda was Twilight Princess, and I actually don't like that game. I think it's bad.
Oh,
I
wow.
don't. I don't actually think it's bad. It's just another one of those like I don't like playing it.
But
There
Steven, what
there are
about
cool things, but
Malo?
as soon as you're collecting bugs and stuff, I'm like I'm out. I don't need to collect these little shiny bug tears or whatever they are. I'm just upset. So, controversial opinion. I don't like Twilight Princess. Wind Waker was extremely superior. I also don't like playing as the wolf really at all, which is a fairly big part of that game. So that's just a big chunk of mechanics. I'd rather just go play Okami. It's like, make me be a wolf the whole time, or make me be a guy the whole time. Swing a sword, bite a guy. I don't want to do both. Anyway, number 15 is Breath of the Wild.
Ah.
It's not something I want to like hit top 10 by any means. I have not played Tears of the Kingdom. It honestly looked like they added too many elements and made it too complicated to like get out of what I liked out of Breath of the Wild. What I like about Breath of the Wild is you start off a wimpy whittle baby. You're in your underwear. You're running out into the wild. You're hitting things with sticks. But if you want to, you can go fight Ganon right now. He will wreck you. He will destroy you. You probably won't even get to Ganon. Things will shoot you, destroy you, burn you up, eat you alive, hit you with giant weapons. But you could do it. You could try. I love that it's the first one that the combat actually feels at least somewhat skill-based. You can do dodges, you can do perfect dodges, you can parry and reflect, you can use different weapons which act differently other than just using your sword or like your bow. You can still use those, but there's a little bit of motion control you can use to make your aim a little bit better. The shrines are interesting little puzzles that are a really easy completion marker to go through. The world is very open, and there are things you can do to kind of break, like, quote-unquote, sequence break. Like, you can combine different foods to make your health go up, at least temporarily, or resist cold, or help your stamina go up temporarily so you can climb certain things. But you can also just go through the sequences, get your health up, get your stamina up, and go through the game, get special abilities from the giant actual like temple shrines. And it's just, I love entering again this like post-apocalyptic world, and you're just in there with your sword and your wits, and you can do whatever you want and just have a good old butt slapping fantasy good time. In other words, I like it. And I've beaten it. I've done every shrine and played through the temples, gotten from beginning to end, and I've done that twice and started it 2 other times over the years that I've had it, because I just like going into the world and like fighting things and having a good time.
I haven't played it, but I do sometimes see a video about it that makes me chuckle. The thumbnail is just a Rito saying, "You'll never get to that sacred beast up there," and then the video title is 3 ways Link can get to that sacred beast up there.
It's just fun. Like, it's not your traditional 3D Zelda. What the reason I picked this above Wind Waker is I love the style and substance of Wind Waker. It is the best of that style of 3D game, in my opinion. Breath of the Wild is like a spiritual remake of Zelda 1, where it's just, you start in a cave, here's a sword, go!
Yeah.
And like, you have to do things kind of in a sequence, some of it optional in Zelda 1. You don't have to do things in a sequence in Breath of the Wild. You can really go, like, there's like a recommended kind of path, but you can go do whatever you want. I really do like the combat. I love the freedom of it. It looks nice. I just like going in and sometimes fighting some bokoblins for a while, like giving them the jump, dropping a bomb on them, shooting them with an arrow. Like, it's and funny enough, Wind Waker was the other game that you can pick up somebody's weapon. It didn't happen a lot and have a lot of uses.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, fun fact, that, like, I didn't even think about that as I was putting these two together like this. I like it.
So my number 15, I'm really curious if you've even heard of this one. It's called Hi-Fi Rush.
I guarantee you I have not.
That's a shame. Because I kind of wanted to make a point about it. But in 2023, very early, this game was just kind of pushed out by Xbox, kind of just to die. You know, they didn't market it, they shadow dropped it. You know, it was just like, hey, here's this game, and they didn't really market it or anything. And it got really popular just through word of mouth because it's so good, and then they shut down the studio anyway.
Oh.
Thankfully, they've reformed and have bought the IP, so we're hopefully going to get a Hi-Fi Rush 2. But at any rate, this is a Devil May Cry-esque action game, but it's also a rhythm game.
Oh.
So, you know, all your attacks and everything have to be on the beat, and it feels really good when you're able to do that. And they've got some really cool, and they've also got some really cool licensed music. You know, they got Nine Inch Nails, they got The Prodigy, they got Fiona Apple, you know, so. But I also hear that the streamer version, which cuts all those songs out, they replace them with really good music too. So either way, you're gonna have a great time. The characters are really fun. All the levels are cool. The way that you like sort of gain party members and you use them for single attacks, you know, they just pop in and help you out to like lower a shield or something. It's really cool. It's really fun. I absolutely loved this game, and I thought I wouldn't because it's a rhythm game and I have no sense of rhythm at all, but I managed to get through this one.
Nice.
And I'm really glad I did because it's a really fun game. If I had to have one complaint, it's that the final boss is not like the best in the genre, but there's some heavy competition in there. So like, you know, other than that, it's like a 10 out of 10.
Nice. I'll have to give it a look, see if I can find. I don't know what it's on. When I looked it up, it looked like there was a Switch thing, but that might have been just like somebody slapping the.
I think it
like,
came out on
artwork
Switch.
Okay, I might take a look then, because that sounds like it'd at least be fun for a while.
Yeah, it's not a long game. So,
okay.
Yeah, it is, and it's not too hard either because of the rhythm element. You know, so they made it a little easier. It's also very funny. You know, the Chai is very lovable. You know, the main character. He's one of those really lovable idiots, and the character development that everyone goes through is really nice. But yeah, it's a absolutely fantastic game, and I would highly recommend it.
I'm gonna throw a little wild card into number 14. If you
Oh
were to
yeah,
pick a Wii game that I was gonna put on this list, what do you think that Wii game might be?
Ninja Bread Man.
You're absolutely right. It's WarioWare Smooth Moves.
Oh,
I don't think I
WarioWare.
have a I don't think I have a single party game on this list. I don't think, like, other than this one, I don't think I have a single Wii game, like exclusively Wii game on this list except for this one.
Mm-hmm.
Uh WarioWare Smooth Moves is, like I said, butt slap and happy good time on the last one. This one is like literally a butt slap and happy good time,
Yeah.
like going through the whole thing. I talked about how I don't really like Wii controls. The Wii controls are perfect in this game. They knew exactly what to do. It's just short mini game after mini game after mini game. Like, it's the best part of Mario Party, but it's just doing the games over and over again. A lot of them are like do the game, pass the Wiimote to like the next person, and then they do a game. So like everybody's out there looking ridiculous. They're putting the Wiimote on their nose to like guide a paper airplane. It included like IPs like Wind Waker in there to like use the Deku Leaf to float to an island, putting like the Wiimote above your head. Some of it's just like doing a motion, like slapping your hip to the rhythm kind of thing. Like you look like a freaking goof. It's chef's kiss. I'm gonna be saying chef's kiss a lot at this point. It's just so good. There's a lot that I don't really know even how to describe it past what I did. It's not a high concept game by any means, but it's a game you could break out at a party now, and I think people would have a good time.
All right. I love WarioWare. You know, the micro game concept is really fun.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a whole lot else to say about that. You know, I remember it.
Yeah.
And I played the DS one as well, and I think I played a little bit of the Game Boy Advance one. You know, which
Is that
may
the
have
one
been
that
the
had
first
like
one.
the cartridge that like actually like kind of tilted and stuff?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, really, like WarioWare as a series is very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I just think the Wii one in particular like knocked it out of the park. It was like the perfect follow-up to like Wii Sports and everything.
Yeah.
That like you'd get your family together and you just use the Wiimote's motion controls to do like little things. And again, as much as I don't really like the Wii controls, they could be really good, and like you can have a lot of fun with it, and WarioWare just proves it.
All right, and my number 14 is Silent Hill 3.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that it really took like the best of Silent Hill 1 and the best of Silent Hill 2 and put them together. And as well as like adding its own like flavor of panic to the horror. There are there's like a moment early on in the game where you have to go down onto train tracks to like try and get a door, but then the door is stuck. And then a train starts coming, and so you start panicking, and then two dogs start attacking you, and so you're like going up to the ledge and mashing X, and nothing's happening, and it's just like, oh god, oh god, oh god, and then the cutscene happens, and like the train seems to run Heather over, but she just barely manages to climb out, and you know it gets those panic moments really well.
Yeah, I really like a game that can like take a movie and really adapt it to a good game. Like it took Silent Hill Revelation and really just
I'm hanging up.
You don't get you don't,
I'm hanging up.
Don't
I am hanging up.
You don't get a lot of good games coming off of an already established movie. It happens every now and then, but you know, like Silent Hill 3 did a pretty good job.
Steven, we were doing so well with cursing up until now, but there's nothing I can say other than fuck you.
You know, I rewatched Silent Hill Revelation not too long ago.
Why?
I was curious, because like the first one's not that bad.
It's not that bad, no.
the first one has some like interesting stuff, especially like if you're like looking at it as like its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's clearly Silent Hill, but like it has its problems. But like no, it's okay. Like it sets a mood and it's got some good stuff in it. Then I watched Silent Hill Revelation. Oh boy. Oh, it's so bad. Like, not only is it a bad adaptation, but it's just a bad movie.
It really is.
I think there's like one kind of creepy scene in it, and it's like when all the nurses are like still, and like you're just waiting for something to happen. I was like, okay, one decent atmospheric moment.
Are you
And
sure
then,
that wasn't from 1?
Maybe it is from 1. I thought it was from 2. It might be from 1. I just know that like they turned Pyramid Head into like an anti-hero in Revelation.
And he fights a Hellraiser ninja. That's
Yes.
Carrie Ann Moss.
Exactly. I'm sorry, we got a little off topic, but like, I haven't played Silent Hill 3, so most of what I know about it is from either Let's Play or from Silent Hill Revelation. So and I know you hate Revelation, and that I knew you liked Silent Hill 3 a lot, so it was just the perfect opportunity.
Well, I don't have a whole lot else to say other than that it's like, I personally think it's the scariest Silent Hill. And, just take Revelation and imagine it being good. And, fuck you.
Yeah. Hey, remember last time when I talked about GameCube a lot?
Oh, boy.
My number 13 is Mario Kart Double Dash. Mario Kart Double Dash is my favorite Mario Kart. It was like the last time I felt like I was good at Mario Kart.
Mm-hmm.
And it had the most unique element of switching racers, which isn't even like that crazy. Like it doesn't affect that much. It basically affects your items. But I like that you can race with your friend on the same cart. One person can like throw items or like do little punchy doodads, and the other person can drive, and you can switch, which is really fun. Just in general, I think the track design was very elegant, without being overcomplicated or like just long and undercomplicated.
Yeah.
You got Baby Park, which is a mad zone. It still looks pretty good. I think the idea of character-specific items is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And it handles very well. Like after that, you got into the Wii controls, which I was never good at. Then you get into Mario Kart 8, which is good, but I think the track design starts to get overcomplicated. Not to say it's bad, I just never really got into it like I did with Double Dash or 64.
Oh, I loved 8.
8 is really good. I was just never good at it enough to like play online, and it's not something I wanted to play by myself. So, and then now we've got the new Mario Kart World Tour?
Yeah. Just World.
World, okay. Which people really liked on release and then are starting to find issues with. I have only played a little bit of it with my brother when we were on our vacation in England. When we were on one of the trains, he let me play Mario Kart with him, and it was fun. It was Mario Kart. I did okay.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I always think about Double Dash and what could have been. I really think Mario Kart today just needs like a game mode of Double Dash, like you don't have to make the whole game Double Dash, but put in like the Double Dash circuit or something,
Yeah.
something to just spice things up, make it get a little of that pepper in there again.
Well, good news about Mario Kart 8. Baby Park is in that game.
Yes, I am aware. And the battle mode was, I think, the last good battle mode. And I'm not even saying it was great. Mario Kart's never had great battle mode, but the last good one, I think, was in Double Dash.
I don't think I ever played it.
Maybe Mario Kart 7 on DS was pretty, or 3DS was pretty good too. But that's the one that had like the Shine Sprite mode, and it had you could like throw bob-ombs behind you and things like that. Isaac and I played a lot of like the bob-omb one, where you just like chuck bob-ombs and like the winner takes it all kind of thing.
Yeah.
In fact, at the end of my Luigi's Mansion Let's Play, I did the Mario Kart Double Dash Bob-omb rush with Isaac in the Luigi's Mansion level, just to like end things off. But yeah, not much to say about Double Dash. It's Mario Kart, but it's my favorite Mario Kart. What's your number 13?
Well, just going back to Mario Kart Double Dash a little bit, that is definitely a fun one. We have a lot of fun little inside jokes there.
Dancing and moving.
Dancing and a grooving. My best friend.
My best friend.
But my number 13 is Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance.
Oh, basically the same game.
Yeah, basically the same game. It's another Devil May Cry-esque action game, but set in the Metal Gear universe. It's ridiculously over the top. Like the first boss fight is against a Metal Gear, which is like a giant robot, but they put a giant sword on it and they gave it a laser cannon, and you parry the giant sword, and like Rules of Nature starts playing just as you parry it. Then you cut it off. Then you cut it in half. It's ridiculous. I love it. This game also has like just not died in popularity ever since it came out in like 2011 or so. Like like the messaging in it is kind of stayed relevant, sadly. This was like, there was also a lot of the theming is all about memes, but in like the Richard Dawkins sense, not in the funny internet sense. But because they talk about memes so much, there's just a lot of quotes from that game floating around. Like just before the final boss, check the internet lately, the memes. Or Blade Wolf saying, "I am a slave to my memes." Or Monsoon going, "Now there's a pretty meme, exquisite." It's lots of exploitable stuff there. But a lot of Metal Gear, I feel, is Gears either too silly and too serious at the same time. I'm not a huge fan of Kojima. This is like the one Metal Gear game that he wasn't really involved in, and I think he continues the story and themes of 4 really well, and sort of separates the serious and silly a little bit better than the rest of the series. That's Metal Gear Rising.
Yeah, I have basically no opinions on Metal Gear as a franchise. I have not played a single one of them. But it's definitely endured.
I actually played the entire franchise just so that I would have context for Rising.
Was it worth it?
It was worth it, yeah. Rising's a really good game.
All right. Number 12 is not a GameCube game.
I'm leaving.
But it could attach to the GameCube. It's Pokemon Ruby.
I was this close, Steven.
This is the last Pokemon game on my list. It is my favorite Pokemon game. I loved the remake. I think it was it Alpha Ruby and Omega Sapphire, or was it the reverse? I can never remember. Yeah, I think it's Alpha Ruby.
No, it's Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, because I remember it was ORAS.
Yes, you're right. It's 4S. Yeah, you're right. I that's what I meant, and I misspoke. But I never really needed to go back and play Omega Ruby again, where like it's big, it's grandiose, but I feel like it's a little bit more scripted.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like it holds you by the hand just a little bit more. Where I remember, like I played Yellow first, then Silver, so I don't have the nostalgia of this being my first Pokemon game. But I remember getting the Game Boy Advance, and this was the first game I got for that, and it looked so good at the time. I think like its simple sprite design still looks really good. I think it's some of the best like Pokemon sprite designs that have been made. I was in love with how the Pokemon, like the starters. I've played the game with each of the starters at some point or another,
Mm-hmm.
and Trico has always been like the one I gravitate to in the end. Flygon comes from this game. Salamence, you just get really good Pokemon in this game, and even the Pokemon that are bad, like I remember, like nobody wants to actually use Absol or Tropius, but like I wanted to use them, I just never could because they weren't very good.
Yeah.
But like I wanted to use them so bad because I loved the way they looked.
Yeah.
I liked that this was the first one that felt like it had actually kind of like a little bit of a split story. It was a very simple, but like the Team Aqua and Team Magma, like who you follow between Ruby and Sapphire was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good, and I could literally like it's. I think I've technically put more time into Yellow, but I think in a single playthrough, I've put more time into Ruby than any of the other Pokemon games. I've even played Emerald, and for some reason, I just want to go back and play Ruby.
Mm.
And I think that might just be a nostalgia thing, to be honest, but it's my nostalgia thing. I loved the legendaries, Kyogre and Groudon. I loved and Rayquaza. They're all. It's so good. It's so good, Chelsea. It just makes me weep with how good that game is. And people just complained about there being too much water. There's not even that much water in that game. There's like one strip where you're going through islands, and the rest of it's land like everything else. It's not too much water. There's a second strip, I guess, but like it's shut up about the water. It's a good game. It's the best Pokemon game, and you will not change my mind. Good day, sir.
uh, um, yeah, I remember in Emerald, I did a challenge run. It was like my only Pokemon challenge run, like outside of like a Nuzlocke, where I just used all grass types.
Yeah.
And you can do that in that game.
You can like it's the Pokemon game that I want to do a Nuzlocke in the least because I like the Pokemon so much in it.
Yeah.
Whereas like I can go into Silver and like I don't know, the Centric can kind of die. I don't really care. Or like like we made Rumpy who he was, but in the end like it was Eradicate. Who cares? But like I don't want Tropius to die. Not Rumpy specifically. Eradicate can die. Just like in the Lavender Town Tower. Rumpy. Rumpy was no Nidodo, and you know that. No female boss in the workplace. Another thing about Pokemon Ruby, I loved the secret base mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
In that if you linked games, you could just go to other people's secret bases and challenge them in there. It's. We need to move on. We need to move on, or I'm gonna start weeping from joy. It's just such a good game.
All right,
I love it.
My number 12 is another game that I actually haven't beaten yet, because it is really long and really big. It's Baldur's Gate 3.
Ah, yes.
I mean, what can I really say about it that hasn't already been said? Like the dearth of choice in this game is absurd. Like they did a pretty good job of capturing what it's like to play D&D. The characters are great. The story's fine.
Yeah.
But mostly the characters J.K. Simmons's character is really threatening and really scary and really cool, and his fight is great. There's lots of interesting fights. There's lots of interesting interactions with your party, which I've only played with like half of the main characters. Really, I haven't even experienced Karlach or Gale or Astarion yet.
I haven't played Baldur's Gate, but I really want to. If I had a system that could handle Baldur's Gate right now, I'm sure I would have put a ton of time into it.
Oh no, yeah, it's like the game I've put the most time in on Steam right now, and I haven't even beaten it yet.
Yeah, it sounds really cool. I remember when people were playing it like in beta. And like even when the full game wasn't out yet and they could only do like certain things up to a certain point, people were still playing it online every night so they could experience it in different ways.
Yeah.
And it sounds so cool and so fun. I really want to play it, but I just can't at the moment.
Yeah.
And I'm just so scared that by the time I actually sit down and play it, like, nobody is going to care anymore.
I don't think that's going to happen. I think this is a generational game.
It might be. It might be. Honestly, I don't even really know what it looks like. I've seen so little of the game. I purely want to play on it based on what people have said.
It's gorgeous. Fair warning, it's also extremely horny.
Yeah, so's D&D.
Yeah. Yeah, so they captured it.
Yeah, they got it. Like you're not playing D&D without at least some horny moments.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. Even if you're playing with like a very straight-laced fantasy group, like everybody's playing Lord of the Rings style characters, some horniness is gonna creep its way in there.
Yeah. And so we come to number 11.
Well, speaking of J.K. Simmons, Spider-Man! I need pictures of Spider-Man! I bought a PS4 basically to play Spider-Man. Yes,
wow.
I played a little bit of... I played some God of War God of War. I played a little bit of Kingdom Hearts, but I really bought it to play Spider-Man because it looked so good. Everybody was talking about it. It was just like the right time in my life to make a purchase like that. And I'll tell you what, I sat down and played so much Spider-Man for like a week, like just a week. And I 100%ed it, and not because like the game didn't feel short. I just played that much Spider-Man. I had so much fun swinging through the city to the point where like fast travel is available. I almost never used it because I just wanted to swing from point A to point B, and sometimes points C and D back to B and then back to D again, just to keep going through the city, doing like solving little crimes. Like I grew up playing Ultimate Spider-Man back on like PS2 and GameCube and things like that, and like it was a lot of fun. I really liked swinging through the city in that too, going to the highest points, like fighting little crimes. But the combat was pretty simple, and like yeah, it was kind of fun playing Venom, but like those were like such tight story moments that there wasn't a lot of exploration with it.
Yeah.
I wanted to unlock every costume. I wanted to find everything that I could in this city. The only thing that I didn't complete was the DLC, but I played a good chunk of that too, and I needed to keep playing it. I had so much fun. There are a couple little down moments. I don't hate most of the Mary Jane stuff as much as a lot of people do. I think there was like one mission that was like not good, and then one was that okay, and then one was interesting in that like you're going through like a gallery and you're like signaling for Spider-Man to like web somebody. So like there was still like a Spider-Man element to that one.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this is what like the rest of them needed to be, and people wouldn't have complained about the Mary Jane levels, I think. But the bosses were fun. I really liked fighting Taskmaster because it was just like kind of like semi-random encounters almost. I think it was like just little like story beats that's like, oh, we're doing this now and we're gonna fight Taskmaster in the end. He's gonna like use your moves against you, so it felt like you were. It's kind of the Link versus Shadow Link kind of deal.
Yeah.
It feels really good to accomplish. Like I'm the better me. It had good writing. I really felt like the characters were like perfect for that universe they were telling. I don't have enough good to say about that game. I would love to play Spider-Man 2, but that's on PS5 and I don't have that.
Mm-hmm.
I never played Spider-Man Miles Morales because I heard it plays a little bit more like DLC than it does another full game, and I didn't want to pay a full game price for it. I've heard it's good. I just heard it's not quite full game material. But good stuff. Like I said, I literally bought a PS4 to play this game and was like, I might as well pick up some other games too.
That's powerful. But Spider-Man's pretty great.
Yeah.
Like as a
Pictures of Spider-Man.
I haven't played the game myself. But Spider-Man's like my second favorite superhero, so I totally understand.
To this day, Spider-Man is still my favorite superhero, but I feel like it's not that it's diminished, it's that I have started appreciating other superheroes more as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can't get into this conversation right now, though.
No. Well, actually, maybe a decent topic for another video.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, we can hit a little superhero topic at some point. It doesn't have to be a multi-part epic like this is, but a nice little one-off.
No, everything has to be content.
Yes, everything has to be content.
We can't talk unless we're recording anymore.
Deal.
Oh, wait. So my number 11 is The Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. Yes, I'm a Morrow boomer.
Morrowind it's primitive, but it's good.
It's really good. The writing is so strong. It's really like not the choreography, the building types. I'm blanking. Help! The architecture.
I don't know how to help
there
you.
we go. The architecture
yeah.
is so interesting. Like how you can tell like the political allegiance of any particular place just from the architecture. Like the lore is incredibly weird and incredibly interesting. Like all the stuff with the tribunal is really interesting. Vivek is a bastard. It's got some really cool characters in the story, like Divaith Fear, who is like this ancient wizard who is totally unfazed, unimpressed with your place in prophecy. And I really wish that he had been the one to come back in Skyrim rather than Neloth.
I remember you being like almost weirded out that. So when I got my first Xbox, Morrowind was one of the first games I got for it.
Yeah.
And so it's not like the Game of the Year edition. It's just Morrowind with the like black Xbox label at the top. And I'm holding the copy of it in my hand right now.
Oh my god.
And I'm just looking at the back of the box, and it's saying like the sequel to Arena and Daggerfall, the award-winning 1994 and 1996 RPGs of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, nobody talks about those games now. Live Another Life.
People still sometimes talk about Daggerfall, at least in the Elder Scrolls circles.
Maybe, but like, you know what I mean, though.
Yeah.
Like, play any character you can imagine, from the heroic warrior to the secret assassin.
Mm-hmm.
Explore another world. The enormous game world is open and free for you to discover. Go anywhere you want and do anything you want. This is still true. Like, that game is actually huge. I tried just going in a direction, and the only reason I stopped was I hit like a gate with like a force field or something,
Mm-hmm.
and like little imp creatures were chasing me, and I didn't have anything magical or silver anymore because I'd been so beaten down.
Yeah.
The next generation technology, realistic textures, and objects, incredible polygon counts, and advanced weather systems truly take you to another world. Best RPG of E3 Computer Gaming World, top 20 games of E3 GameSpot, best of E3 RPG Game Revolution, and Elder Scrolls series Games by Hall of Fame.
Yeah, a lot of those things aren't even a thing anymore.
This is like this. I don't know if this version of this game is worth anything, but it feels like a little piece of history. Like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like little quaint piece of history that I'm holding in my hand.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely put a lot of time into Morrowind, but I also accomplished nothing in Morrowind.
The main story is fascinating. It's very much inspired by Dune, so it's like you're a prophesied hero, but you have to like convince people you are, and you have to like work at becoming, at like actually fulfilling the prophecy. Like you have to actively work towards it. And like when you get to the final boss, like you know how you interact with everyone else here, like you're just basically asking questions on certain topics. You get to the final boss, and it turns it on its head, where he starts asking you questions, and you have to like role play and be like, and he asks you like, "Hey man, do you really believe in this prophecy? Like, are you actually that hero reborn?" And you can just be like, "I don't know." And he'll just be like, "Yeah, that's messed up, man. Anyways, we gotta fight, I guess." You know, like
Yeah,
Sokka saying, "That's rough, buddy."
yeah, I really just like for
Sorry,
how
Zuko
much,
said
how
that.
many hours I put into that game. I just never like. I remember hearing all these mysterious things about it, like turning into a werewolf or a vampire,
Mm-hmm.
and like hearing about the story. And I'm like, wait, I'm just fighting skeletons in a cave. What's going on?
Yeah.
I just thought that guy's armor was cool, so I killed him. Now the world is doomed.
Yeah.
This person was following me on a quest, and they got lost. I don't know where they are. They might be dead now.
Yeah.
and just getting blighted and things like that. Oh, it's just the worst.
Yeah.
Just the worst.
Yeah, it's you know, it's the one Bethesda game with a solid main quest. So you know, like it didn't quite have the technology to have the big epic finish it deserved, but you can still like feel the like you can still feel the gravitas of the situation as you go to Dagothur and everything, and fight him atop a giant robot powered by the still beating heart of a dead god. Like, it's awesome stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, that gameplay, especially the combat,
Mm-hmm.
not very sophisticated. I remember being very confused when like hitting somebody with a sword and it was like doing nothing. I'm like,
it's because you missed.
even when I hit them, like it just kind of like, I think maybe they go like, but like they wouldn't move. So like, I just it confused me so bad. And yeah, the missing was also weird because I remember like in the early games, like fighting somebody with like a dagger or something, and it
Mhm.
would just be like miss, and I'm like, what do you mean miss? I swung it right at him because I did not understand how games like that worked at the time.
Yeah.
Uh, the most complex fighting system I think I might have played was like Two Towers, which is just a beat 'em up.
Yeah.
But you see your opponents get hit in that. And if you miss, you clearly miss.
Yeah. But another big thing about Morrowind is just the modding community, which is still at it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like there's just decades now of mods, and they even like rebuilt the entire game in a new engine called OpenMW just to like function better. And now there's a ton of mods for that too, and someone even like modded physics into the game. It's crazy. And of course I've got Tamriel rebuilt, which like quadruples the land size that you can play on. So like you were talking about how big it was, it doesn't hold a candle to the mods.
That's so crazy. Like the fact that I couldn't find the end of that game when I was younger.
Yeah.
Like it gave me an idea of what open world could be.
Yeah.
Because again, the most open world thing I had probably played was like Zelda 1 or Mario 64 or something.
Yeah. Yeah, and this game really solidified my love of fantasy, you know? Like I had seen Lord of the Rings not too long before, and then
Yeah.
my friends were like, "Hey, if you like Lord of the Rings, you should play Morrowind. You know, you can be like an elf in it and stuff." And I'm like, "Oh, I can be an elf?"
Oh, the elves
like
are
a-
nightmare fuel in that game.
Yeah. Or like a lizard guy. That's awesome, you know? Like
Yeah.
and you know, like I didn't know what was going on in the story or lore as a kid, so it was just cool to explore and see the giant mushrooms and the weird architectures, you know?
Okay. What are your you have any more thoughts on Morrowind?
Not really. It's just a really fascinating game with really interesting lore that is one of the few times where if you were to ask, "Oh man, what were they on when they wrote this?" It was like, "No, it was drugs."
No, it was drugs.
Yeah, we know it's drugs. But yeah, that's uh, our 15 through 11. Next time we'll
Yeah.
get to our top 10, which will be exciting, I think.
Yes, I think we're gonna take one little detour in talking about like games we haven't played that we'd like to,
Mm-hmm.
which will be a little bit of a semi top 10 on its own.
Yep.
But it'll probably be its own little session or like its own little video, probably a little shorter than the others because obviously can't talk a ton about a game you've never played. Probably
Yeah.
can talk some about it, but not gonna have the same insight. But until we hit that spot, I'm Steven,
I'm Chelsea.
and we will see you in the next one.
Goodbye.